Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to see movies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
Hello. I'm sick again. I'm getting concerned. I have never been sick this many times in a year for a long time. We don't count the coof that turned into pneumonia. That was a freak thing. But this is like the third time. This is the second time in a month or month and a half. And it's not a normal sick too. I am coughing up some gnarly shit. It started last night. I was coughing all day yesterday. And I thought, oh man, it's just something in the air is irritating my throat because I didn't feel anything in my chest. And then we were playing Final Fantasy 14 last night, and suddenly I started coughing hard, and suddenly I went to blow my nose, and I coughed at the same time, and I just blah. And I've been doing it ever since, and it's some gnarly shit. But I don't have a fever. Clearly, I've got some sort of infection, but I don't have a fever. And when I cough or sneeze right now, all the nerves in my body just light on fire right now. So I'm having a good day. Hail and howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Dive, the Double Ds, where you, the chat, I don't have an ending for that today because my brain isn't quite working. So I'm going to ask that we take it easy on me today. Well, let's not push it too hard. As soon as we're out of topics, I'm ending the show so I can crawl back into bed where it's warm because it's 45 degrees outside, and for some reason, this apartment usually holds the heat well. I feel cold right now, and I don't really have heavy wear sweats or anything like that because normally I have a high body temperature. Normally I'm just warm all the time. I'm cold today. So I just want to crawl back into bed and fall asleep again. Either way, I hope you guys are doing all right. Please bear with me. And we will try and have a good show. I do have two topics myself, but the show rules. And if I start coughing and run away, it's because I have to go spit something out in the sink. So excuse me. Pardon me now if that happens. I can't stop it when it comes up. Problem is also it's making me gag when I do it. It's really nasty. So I'm all messed up right now. I'm all messed up. And I'm wondering why am I getting so sick this year? Or is it just that the troglodytes among us are so disgusting that they're creating new virulent crap. I mean that's what I'm wondering, because obviously my immune system is. I mean, what can you say, Adam? Your immune system is something wrong with you getting sick? Yeah, but when I get sick, I've kicked every cold I've had pretty quickly, or I've gotten it under control. So my immune system is working. I'm not getting deathly ill or anything, but I'm still getting sick. And I only go out once, maybe twice a week to go shopping and do errands because I only have access to my car a couple times for small periods. So it's weird, and I just think people are disgusting. And I'm gonna say this: fuck the people who go out there when they're contagious. Fuck you, mean, I think I can get through to next week right now without having to go out this weekend, so I can have a time to where maybe I'm not infectious. But fuck the people who go out infectious and get people like me sick. Fuck you. Fuck you. And see, I don't. I'm very careful out there. I hate being sick. It's a nasty sick. It's a weird sick. It's just coughing and gnarly shit coming up. And now since this only the past hour, now my nerves are on fire. Now every time so it's like full body pain. Full body pain. Like everything's like a wave of pain rolls all over my body. So there's that. So, but the rules will remain the same because the show must go on. $5 for an Adam rant. Although I asked for no Adam rants today, I cannot summon the energy for an Adam rant. Yeah, my 2 articles have me getting a little. Well, thank you, Kel. Thank you. I have been resting my throat since last night. I have been resting my. I have said barely a word since I logged off a Discord with you guys last night. So my throat is actually fine now. My throat is actually fine because I drank so much water last night. I woke up every hour to take a horse piss during the night. I was just downing water to try and soothe my throat because I don't drink tea, and it was too late for soup. I wasn't hungry, and I don't have any other hot drinks in the house. So I just woke up, and I think at one point I essentially took a 3-minute piss. I swear to God I did. I just stood there watching it, waiting, barely staying on my feet. So, yeah. What do you mean bananas? What do you mean bananas? Why are we making... I'm sick. Don't make it gay. I don't put bananas in my throat. The one time. Okay. One time. One time. Man eats a banana on a bet he loses one time, and suddenly I'm taking bananas the long way every day. God, you people make up these wild and crazy stories. Anyway. So I request let's not do anything that's getting me too riled up. Because if I do get riled up, and I'm going to on my 2 stories that I want to cover, I'm going to get riled up, but it's going to be controlled. Pissed off. $10, you can ask me a question. I'll tell you no lies. We'll do our best. We will do our best. $15, the usual hot take reaction to an article we may see in the news or one you may have found on your own. $20 for a reaction to a video, and it is Warhammer Wednesday. We do have a video. And $30 for an episode of Chat Maybe Watches Reviews, and we do have one of those. So let's go see what we got first. Earlier today from Kratos, El Kratos. Watch the first scary movie. Keep notes on which moments make you laugh on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't expect you to hate this movie. In fact, I hope I can change your mind on it. It's definitely grown on me over the years and couldn't be made today. Well, I will agree with you on this one, Kratos. They cannot make those movies today. They cannot. I remember seeing the first one a long time ago. Not a fan. Maybe because I grew up in the era of I grew up the era of Airplane with the Zucker brothers. The Zucker brothers made Airplane, made all those movies, Naked Gun, all that kind of stuff. And I laughed my ass off on those kids, but the older I got, the less I found them funny. Because it's a lot of slapstick. So I probably won't hate it, but I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not going to laugh a lot. Because I don't find that kind of humor funny anymore. For some reason, I've aged out of it. But we will watch that. Thank you, Kratos, for the $30. Now, considering my level of health, it may be a few days longer than normal before I get to it. So if you're okay waiting, we'll get to it. Just obviously, my voice is not perfect right now. I am not. It's taken a lot for me to sit up in the chair right now. It's taken a lot. I want to do nothing but crawl back in bed and go to sleep right now. But show must go on. So if you were okay waiting a few days, hopefully we can get to it by Friday. That's my hope right now, that I've got enough energy to get to it by Friday, because we're already on Wednesday. Definitely not tomorrow. Maybe if I'm feeling up to it by tomorrow night, we can do that. So we'll do that. I will say this, though. Anna Faris is unusually hot in all those movies. I don't usually find Anna Faris hot, but she's unusually hot to me in those movies. She just is. I don't know why. Yeah. We'll try for Friday. If not Friday, then most likely definitely Monday. Just because. And anybody else thinking about chat, maybe watch his reviews. There'll be a delay, but please send me your money. Money makes me feel better. And we'll get to him. Anyway, and then Kel for $20 for Warhammer Wednesday. Tau? Gross. Lore video on the Tau. I'm assuming everything is in the DMs. Let me just bring that up right now so I can get to it when I need it. Stupid new X chat that we all hate. All right, here's a question. All right, I'm going to ask you guys this question. Just simple question. Simple question. Do you think that Elon's going to bend the knee on the X chat? Algrim the Strong, good sir, one of the mods for $49.99. Fresh groceries and NyQuil and bananas. Thank you, sir. I actually still have some NyQuil from the last time, and I don't really need it. I took it last night as a precaution, but I don't really need it. But thank you, good sir. I much appreciate your support is always well timed. So we will buy groceries. Definitely will be bought with that, though. I can guarantee it. But probably not till next week because I ain't going out. I ain't going out this weekend. I don't want to go out in my weakened condition. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, do you guys think that Elon's going to walk back the X chat? Because I haven't heard one person like it. I have not heard a single person like X chat. Nobody. And here's the thing. If you want notifications to work, because I had some theories why I was working, but now we know why notifications don't work. It's because if it doesn't run the encryption, that means every DM room that we're all in doesn't run the encryption. That's why we don't get public notifications. So we'd have to remake all the DM rooms that we're all in. That's annoying. I mean, I'm not in too many. I'm only in maybe 3 or 4. But it's really annoying. I don't think I agree with you, Kel. I don't think he gives a shit. This is Elon. His brain is on 25 other things right now. He probably put this into motion half a year ago and then forgot about it. And now here it is. Oh, yeah, I did that. I'm just going to keep trolling people on X while I do it. Yeah, I don't think he's going to. And it's bad. It's bad. Nobody enjoys it. It's doing nothing but creating confusion. People don't know they're getting links to stuff. People don't know to check their DMs. I mean, fortunately, one of the primary reasons I'm on X is for DMs, so I can see if anybody's communicating with me. So I check it fairly regularly throughout the day. Or I leave it open if I'm doing something. I leave it open on a screen so I can see if I get something updates with the blue dot. A lot of people wait for the notification. See, I've trained myself not to wait for notifications because I don't like being told about stuff. I don't like my phone to buzz. I don't like the computer to beep at me. I don't like any of that shit. So I have a routine. I'll routinely check stuff. But it's messed up. I'm already talking too much. Damn it. It's gonna be rough. All right. Making sure I don't have to cough anything up. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised, Kratos. I would not be surprised if Elon didn't completely purge properly. Because listen, X it got better for a while when it became X. It's gotten worse this year. It's gotten a lot worse. And part of it's stuff that Elon has done, the monetization, the engagement, requiring the blue check mark to get more engagement, constantly bugging me about my impressions. It's gotten a lot worse. And that's why my trolling spurts they get farther and farther apart because I just don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing it. Because also they changed the block. It used to be great when it said they've blocked you and you didn't see anything. That was a full picture trophy. You are blocked. Now it's just a little blurb in there when you finally get it. I mean, I'll still save it or post it, but all right, give me a second here. Okay, just centering myself. Wow, my eyes did not want to open there when I closed them just now. They did not want to open. Oh, it's going to be rough, guys. It's going to be rough. All right, you know what? Let's get on with the show. Let's get to the first of my two topics. I just saw this while I was getting ready for the show. I just saw this, and I had hoped that it wasn't going to happen. I had hoped that this rumor had finally died and gone away for good. But apparently it has not. For a long time, we've been very afraid because Amazon owns MGM Studios, that they have MGM's catalog. They have access to a lot of stuff. We already know they're screwing up James Bond. There's another very important franchise to me. In fact, it's on the shelf behind me. Very important franchise that I was praying and hoping and praying they were going to stay away from. And even though there's some pluses in here, I am worried. What exactly am I talking about? Amazon announces new Stargate series headed to Prime Video. Let's read the article and then I will comment, because I don't have the ability right now to talk more than I need to. Amazon has officially greenlit a new Stargate series, which will be released exclusively via Prime Video. In a press release today, Amazon described its fresh show as a new original series rather than a direct continuation of anything that has come before, in order to tell a bold new chapter of the dormant sci-fi franchise. Casting and release details remain under wraps for now. Speaking to fans at the announcement video, the new show's creator, Martin Giroux, he's one of the original guys who worked on the later seasons, so that's a real Stargate creator. That's a good thing. Reassured long-term Stargate followers, the series would not be a reboot. Well, that is good news. We're not going to watch the video. Giroux previously served the story editor on Stargate Atlantis alongside work on the franchise's other two series. Here he serves the showrunner and executive producer. Other executive producers will include Joby Harold and Tori Tennell for Stacehouse Pictures. Oh, this is not good. You worked on Obi-Wan? That's not good. And Monarch, I don't want you guys near this stuff. Dean Devlin worked on Stargate and Independence Day. Okay, and Roland Emmerich, Stargate Movie. Okay, so maybe those dudes who worked on Obi-Wan will be balanced out. Long-term Stargate fans will also recognize SG-1's co-creator Brad Wright as executive producer and executive producer Joe Malozzi. Okay, these are also, this is good news. These are the real guys who wrote this stuff, who are also working on the new series as consulting producers. They're not writing it, they're consulting, so we don't know if they'll take their opinions. We're back. It's happening. It's going to be incredible. Giroux teased. I'm beyond thrilled that Amazon MGM Studios has entrusted me with guiding this incredible franchise into its next phase, Giroux continued. For those who kept the gate active through the conventions, rewatches, and unwavering faith, this one's for you. And for those who are new to our world, I promise you're in for something extraordinary. Oh boy. I'll leave it right on this right here. I am not allowed to have hope. Stargate has been dormant for over a decade now. It's been dormant for a long time. You can see it behind me on my shelf. I am a massive SG-1 Atlantis fan. I love them. I would not have spent the money for the physical copy collection right there. The beautiful DVD box set with the gate on the front. Here's my thoughts on this. One, the fact that they've got so many original guys who worked on all this stuff involved, that is a good sign. I mean, doesn't look like they're letting any of the Amazon executives run this shit, which is a good thing. That's a good thing. They say Martin Giroux says it's not a reboot. It's a bold new chapter, which we could get. It could be a TNG situation. It could very well be a TNG situation where they're going to skip ahead so far that we just need a couple of cameos in the beginning to reassure everybody that they're doing the right thing, paying proper homage, and then they're going to do new stuff. Problem is, some storylines were left undone with SG-1 and Atlantis, specifically the Wraith. They're still in Pegasus. The Wraith were not defeated. They are still in Pegasus. We don't. Then they're coming. They're going to try and come again. And of course, now we worry about who can come back. We don't. We're not asking for all the actors and actresses to come back because they are far older than they used to be. I think it would be very easy to get Chris Judge to do a Teal cameo. Very easy for that. I think Richard Dean Anderson, he's fully retired. He's not going to come back. I think Amanda Tapping is also out. She directs now. She doesn't act anymore. And Michael Shanks could come back. Michael Shanks might do it. We could get some Daniel Jackson. I can see that happening because Michael Shanks, he's still working. But that's about it. And of course, maybe some of the Atlantis crew. I wouldn't mind seeing some of the Atlantis crew. We know Momoa ain't coming back. He's Hollywood now. He's Hollywood. Or maybe he is. I don't know. Point is, there is some things in here that are positive, but it's still Amazon. This is still a very large property. And I wonder if they're going to somehow interfere with the creative process. Because I trust Martin Giroux. I trust that they have Wright and Malazzi back in. That they're at least consulting, they're at least involved. And it makes me feel good. Now, I don't know about these other executive producers. I don't know. I mean, Devlin and Emmerich. Okay. We can. They're old school, so maybe. But I don't know. Of course, I'll be all over this when it happens. I am a very, very, very knowledgeable and adept Stargate fan. We're gonna have to ask. Here, we'll put a pin in it. It's gonna be a couple weeks till we do it again. But we're gonna bring this up to Sam the next time we're on Stream of Conscious, because Sam's also a huge Stargate guy. Hell, I'll bring it up on Sunday night. I'll bring it up to Fractured and Hitman on Wormhole Watch. They're Stargate guys. So we're gonna see what happens with this. We're gonna see what happens. Boy, oh boy. But because of Dre, I'm not allowed to have hope. So we're gonna see this. All right. I have to be done because my voice is failing me. Okay, there we go. So, I saw you guys talk about this. It's Amazon. Do we trust Amazon? No, of course we don't trust Amazon. We do not. We don't trust Amazon at all. But the guys they have involved are the guys who were involved with it. I said that, and I mean it. Obama killed Stargate because his economy killed Stargate. He killed the direct-to-DVD market. We were supposed to get one more movie, Extinction, and we didn't get it because Obamanomics killed the DVD market. Yeah, so I saw this and I thought, oh yeah, this is a full discussion video. This requires a full thing. Just don't even speak that evil into existence. Just don't. Anyway. Okay. Sorry. I literally had my brain stopped for half a second there. We were reorienting. I've got one more thing, but I might punt it just because I had planned to have that be my article, but we're going to see it. Now I need to blow my nose. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Breathing again. Whew. I got one more thing. I'll see how I feel about it when we get to it because it's going to come up in the news. It'll come up in the news when I see it. That one requires a little more rage. This was controlled sadness. Please don't touch my Stargate. The next one would be rage. So I might punt that one to tomorrow, where I might have a little more energy on it. At the very least, I'll do enough for a short. Anyway, all right. Let's see what we got going on. Nope, still the norm. So why don't we get to the news while my voice continues to last? Let's refresh. It's been a while since I put these up. Okay, here we go. And thank you everybody again for being here. And I once again, I apologize for my low energy as I'm sick. And it sucks. So stick with me. I promise the show will always be good. Wait a minute. There we go. Okay, here we go. Variety. Let's go. NBC Universal taps Paramount vet Chris McCarthy for producing deal with Taylor Sheridan Yellowstone team. Okay. Well, they're putting a powerful guy, a veteran of their team on there. So that means they're taking Taylor Sheridan going over to Comcast, NBC Universal very seriously. Very seriously. Listen, he's probably going to make more stuff that everybody's going to watch. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. What the International Emmy Award says about TV production outside the U.S. Oh, this is my I don't care face. It's my sick face and my I don't care face. Yeah. Family Stone director is writing a sequel after Diane Keaton's death. I want to honor her even more. I don't know that movie. At least if I do, I don't remember it. Sterling Harjo, Jenny Han, and more share keys to success inside Night in the Writers' Room award season edition. Oh, they just keep talking about these things that I either barely know about or don't care about. I wish I had another phrase to say, but that's it. Grace Van Patten on the importance of telling Amanda Knox's story in Hulu's Twisted Tale. No, nobody cares about that. Lionsgate, Debmar Mercury launched digital network movie Sphere Gold. Okay. Becky G, I'm finding. I don't care. It's music. I don't care. Don't care. I don't have the patience today. Showrunner wanted Tulsa King to go into season 4 without creative lead on set. That doesn't. That would be Taylor Sheridan. Goes into season 4 without creative. Yeah. So all right. So that's official now. Taylor Sheridan is no longer involved with Tulsa King season 4. I think season 3 just ended. I have to check that, but so that's official. He'll have no. Well, at least not on set. He might still be, I guess, doing some stuff for it, but he's not going to be there. So that could be bad. That could be bad. And there it is. New Stargate ordered at Amazon from Blind Spot creator Martin Giroux. Yes. Now, here, the problem with that. Yeah, he did do Blind Spot. Blind Spot fell apart at the end. It was great almost all the way through, and fell apart at the end. So that's a problem there. Disney's projected $24 billion content spending for 2026, split 50-50 between sports, entertainment. CFO sees it growing, but not to level in years past. Spent $24 billion, and we know for a fact none of the entertainment actually made money. Well, but Adam. Moana 2. No, what was that? Lilo and Stitch. Over $1 billion. Yeah, that paid for all the other failures. Whatever profit they got on that paid for all the other failures. So they didn't make any money. From Devil in Disguise to Monster, dark shows may reign supreme this year's Golden Globes. Oh, wow. Who cares? More award shows. Nobody cares. Okay. Disney hopes CMA telecast kicks off to focus on live event bonanza in 2027. No. None of this is interesting. We'll go one more. We're speeding through it because I don't have the energy and the ability to speak for long here. So I apologize for speaking through the news where I may give this more. I usually give it more time, but we got to get through this. Wicked for Good aims for a biggest open in 2025 with $150 million plus debut. Okay, we said this before. Wicked for Good is going to make its money because the same exact people that had to go over $700 million the first time will come back and watch the second one. Now, did it broaden its audience? Probably not. But it will be a success, whether we like it or not. I don't care about that. Don't care about Dish. Jimmy Kimmel cries some more. WWE to launch Undertaker YouTube channel featuring 6 Feet Under podcast. Hey, that's money. People will watch the hell out of Taker. People will watch the hell out of Taker talk real shit. People love that. Spotify, whatever. Jennifer Lawrence talking dumb shit again. Don't care. All this is nothing. Let's move on. What's this? Oh, Chinese streamer losing money. That's good. Because Chi-Com money can't solve everything, can it? Let me drink again. Sorry. Mafia of the Old Country gets free ride update. This week adds first-person driving, challenges, classic difficulty, and more. Okay. First look at Jumanji 3 takes the characters out of the video game console. Well, that's probably going to be a mistake. Listen, I told you guys when this came up a week or so ago, I saw the first one. It was fine. Had no interest in the second one. Well, it's not Jumanji 3. It's the Rock Jumanji 3. Amazon announced this new Stargate series. We're talking about that. Battlefield 6 hotfix reverse I can't speak today. Defibrillator changes as challenges get another round of tweaks. Okay. David Fincher's U.S. version of Squid Game shows Sons of Life. Don't care. Mad Men coming to HBO Max to stream in 4K for the very first time. I'm sure people will watch that. People liked Mad Men. I personally didn't care for it, but people liked it. Although Christina Hendricks' tits they would save the world. Back then, her tits would have saved the world. Ghost of Yotei new Game Plus mode confirmed with release date, free patch details, and more. Hey guys, have you noticed how no one's talking about Ghost of Yotei anymore? Have you noticed how it's completely vanished within a month? No posts, no articles, no nothing. We found out how little it actually made, and now it's gone. Pokemon Legends Z to A Mega Dimensions. Excuse me. Control, hang on. Okay, sorry. Pokemon Legends Z to A Mega Dimensions DLC debuts Mega Zorora, though unlocking it will be a little difficult. You know, I saw this trending on X last night, and I thought, Mega Zorora, that sounds like a Pokemon. And here it is confirmed. Well, I know Dermy and Beard are going to buy the DLC, so they'll play it, and I'm sure I'll get front row seats to whether or not this is worth it. These 9 games are leaving PS Plus catalog. Listen, nobody cares if Forspoken is leaving PS Plus. Nobody gives a damn. In fact, I'm sure Square Enix is happy to have it be erased from existence. After Riot Games sells Hytale back to original co-founder, new video showcases raw and broken but still beautiful gameplay. I don't know what that is. Sounds like a free-to-play game. Harry Potter actor Daniel Radcliffe reveals the letter he gave to the new TV series star. I guess that's nice. Showing a helping hand to your successor. But Daniel Radcliffe is still a piece of shit. I'm going to change the fact he's still a piece of shit. Dispatch character Malvola signature look is based on famous 90s advert and ripped influencer. Why don't you just say Cindy Crawford? Why don't you just say it's based on Cindy Crawford's famous Pepsi commercial? Why are they hiding the name Cindy Crawford from this? That makes no sense to me. None whatsoever. That woman ruled our calendars and our poster walls, our walls with her posters for a decade. She was my number one supermodel. Back in the day, before we had porn all over the internet, we had supermodels. And that's who we dreamed about. We had their calendars, we had their posters. I had 2 Cindy Crawford posters, and I always got her calendar every year for a couple of years. And I worshiped the ground she walked on, because to me that was the perfect woman physically for me. Of course, then you grow up and you start to you know what, I have other interests too, but she was iconic. And you know what's retarded too? Is that even the right kind of Pepsi can? I'm not even sure if that's the real Pepsi can. Maybe that's when they changed the can. That might be when they changed the can logo. Either way, why not just say Cindy Crawford? Say Cindy Crawford. Show the woman some respect. The Simpsons killed off another character, and this time the death is reportedly permanent. I don't care. Nobody cares about the Simpsons. Hang on, I got to catch my breath here. I can't believe we've reached a point where I have to clarify this. Director of Marathon Cinematic Short expresses disbelief. He said to defend it as not AI. I don't even know what this is. Could somebody explain to me what this is? All right, that listen, Kel, you're not wrong that was a battle. Listen, I had Kathy Ireland posters too. I worshipped her. I worshipped the ground she walked on as well. So they were number one and number two. That's not a wrong statement. Jed for $2. Do you think tribute videos are gay? Tribute videos. What kind of tribute videos? Like to a game or to somebody? I mean, if it's an in memoriam celebrating somebody who passed away, I don't see the problem. But if it's simping for somebody who's alive, then yeah, it is gay. It is gay. If I understood the question right, Jed. Let me drink again. Excuse me. I got a bunch of Doctor Who speeches. Ooh. Well, as you know, Doctor Who copyright is one of the toughest ones out there. I mean, I can get by with this one right here because it's so. I can get by with this one here right here because it's so short.
I'm the Doctor, and I save people.
I can get away with that because it's less than 10 seconds. You know what? It won't work. It won't work because I think what's going to happen is because there won't be any breaks between them, you will get claimed to hell. You will get claimed to hell. It's not gay. I think I understand what you're talking about. Where I think I understand what you're talking about here. Yeah, okay. Where you want to show off some stuff, but if you do it, you need to have a few minutes in between each clip to talk about it. Otherwise, to keep the bots from locking on. Back-to-back clips will get nailed. That's my experience. Sorry, I had to chest a cough there. I'll have to get up and run away in a second. But yeah, so understand what you're talking about. Now I understand what you're talking about. If you can do it and test it. Remember my test too. Always upload something private to see if it gets hit or not. Always upload private first to see if it gets hit. If you can work it out where it doesn't get hit, then there's nothing wrong with it because you're showing some respect. And I probably have a fair idea what you want to do with it. But yeah. So if there are breaks, if there are breaks between each one by at least a few minutes, then that will trick the bots. But when you fly too close to the sun with clips back to back, the bots will zero in. And they'll get you. Thank you, Jed, for the $2. Who's playing Dorothy Way for good? I don't care. You never see her face. That's the whole joke. Dragon's Dogma 2 fans call on Capcom to release DLC as it hits 4 million copies sold. It took a couple of years to hit 4 million copies, though. That took a couple of years, man. I've toyed around with the idea of playing that a few times, but then I remembered how it didn't work on anybody's computers and nobody else that we hang out with playing it. So I'm like, forget it. BioShock narrative lead joined CD Projekt following recent layoffs and development rework. Okay. Sony created the Japanese PS5 exclusive PS5 to battle Nintendo Switch and console exporters. Japanese business media believe. Hey, what they do over there, I don't care. Do whatever you want. That's not it's. I don't care. Besides, it's digital only. I don't want a digital only. I want physical media. All right. Anything else of really interest here? Because I'm running out of gas fast, and we got to get to Warhammer Wednesday. Okay, that's yesterday's stuff. All right, Park Place. All right, here was my other article. I'm going to pump this one to tomorrow when maybe I hopefully have more energy. Star Wars Insider Magazine to be canceled in 2026. I will say this though, for this right here. If Disney was so excited for all the glorious, great Star Wars stuff that they think is going to do well, why would you cancel your single IP magazine? Why would you do that? Oh, because there's zero interest in Disney Star Wars. It just reminds you, all the Hunt for Ben Solo stuff, it's all fluff, propaganda, and lies. No one's excited for Mando Grogu, and nobody's excited for Ahsoka Season 2. It's all failed, and I can't be happier. So we saw that. We don't care about that. Paramount Skydance publicly denies Arab Wealth Fund involvement in Warner Discovery bid. Oh, well, we talked about that yesterday a little bit. We mentioned that yesterday. I need to blow my nose again. Excuse me. Last thing I need is whatever's wrong with me to have my nose go haywire right now. And other stuff that doesn't matter. So we're done here. Done with the news. I'm sticking to it. I'm holding on. I'm holding on. So here we go. Let's move on to Warhammer Wednesdays. Oh no. Ginger to your Jew for $50. Videos in your DMs. Hope these make you feel better. I'm pretty sure they're copyright safe. You deserve some laughs. Oh, okay. Laughs, happy videos. Okay, thank you, my ginger. My ginger. Okay. All right, so let's bring up the DMs. Where are they? Here we go. All right, first it's Warhammer Wednesday, so let's get to that. Let's get to Warhammer Wednesday. Let's bring it up. Thank you, Kel. Please stop. I haven't made a full screen yet, and I haven't shared it. Please stop. Okay, so today it's a Tau War video. It doesn't look like it's Arbiter Ian. So I don't know anything about the Tau. I know nothing. I know they exist, but I don't know anything about them. So this will be, I'm going to talk. I will still try and talk for transform purposes, but I'm going to take some time to let my throat rest while we do this. So here we go. The Tau. Oops. I might need to get up in the middle of this to go get some more water. So if I disappear, that's why I'm going to get more water. All right, let's go. Well, why can't you be reading this for me? I can't read this today. I'm not in shape. All right, I'm going to have to read this. The Emperor's realm must be cleansed of the taint of the Xenos and the heretic. We destroy the former by the sword. We shall destroy the latter through faith and the sword. Gerlach, Black Templars, this dreadnought. Why is there no voiceover? Not fair to me today. I know Kel didn't know I was sick when he gave us this one, but that's not fair. Seems when I'm sitting down, the pain doesn't shoot through my body when I cough. That's a good thing. Sorry about that. All right. All right, stranger, I bid you greetings in the name of the Tau. If you are reading this, that you will have encountered one of our messenger drones and are therefore a spacefaring race. You will soon see more evidence of us. There is no cause for alarm. Yeah, I'm sure. I can't keep reading this. Sorry, guys. I have to let my voice rest. Are they going to start talking soon?
While many races in the universe of the 41st millennium have deeply traveled, explored, and established a heavy footprint across the galaxy, the same cannot be said for the upstart forces of the Xenos race known as the Tau. They are a comparatively young race who, unlike the Imperium, have developed and advanced their technology, giving significant power to their burgeoning empire. Today, we will overview the race known as the Tau. The Tau were originally discovered in the latter part of the 35th millennium by an exploratory fleet of the Adeptus Mechanicus. At this time, the Tau were noted and recorded as being a fairly innocuous species who was seen only to have recently begun using simple tools as well as having learned to make safe fire.
Well, then they must have undergone some serious technological upgrades to be what they are now.
They were clearly at the very early stage of development, whereas the Imperium of Man was already reuniting planets it had conquered millennia before. The planet the Tau inhabited at this time was also identified as being usable as a resource world by the Imperium, and at any other time this primitive race would have been subsequently eradicated from the planet, so that it could be prepared and colonized by humanity in preparation for the extraction of its resources. The Tau, though, through a significant amount of luck, would travel a different path. Some might call it fate, for this xenophobic purging by the race of mankind would not occur. Violent warp storms would erupt around the Tau homeworld before the Imperium would have a chance to cleanse.
That explains it. Probably some time dilation going on.
The planet, and the outbreak of the Age of Apostasy would descend on humanity as well. This was a power struggle between the ecclesiarchy and the High Lords of Terror, as well as others who sought to exploit the internal struggles of the Imperium and would additionally prevent any further return to the Tau homeworld. To compound things, and how often this is the case with Imperium record keeping, the planet would be archived and forgotten about, buried in the seas of bound paper and labyrinths of archives that is the Imperial Administratum. The Imperium, in short order, forgot about these exploratory notations in order to pay far closer attention to more pressing attentions within its own ranks. 6,000 years would pass until a ship of unknown determination would appear at Devlin in the Ultima Segmentum. After failing to identify itself, the ship was destroyed by the Imperial Navy. Bodies were recovered and examined, they were assessed, cross-referenced with Imperial records, and showed a significant match with a long since forgotten about 6,000-year-old report that described a primitive race who
6,000 years. Okay, that's plenty of time to undergo significant advances.
had barely advanced beyond the earliest beginnings of civilization. If this was in fact the same race that had been described millennia before, it was of an urgent and immediate concern to the Imperium. Seeing such fast advancement in the Xenos race, from using stone tools to building starships and voyaging into the darkness of space within only a few millennia, was troubling and would require prioritized exploration and information gathering by the Imperium. Subsequent investigations found that even some human worlds that were in proximity to the Tau system had already begun trading with these Xenos somehow, and enough was enough. The Damocles Crusade would begin and initiate the first state of war between humanity and the Tau Empire. The Tau are an unusual race by the standards of the 41st millennium, for they are neither a race of bloodthirsty, instinct-driven monsters seeking purely an ever-ongoing plague of war, nor are they irrationally xenophobic or choose to base their way of life around some grandiose ideology of either conquering those who resist them or the absolute destruction of all. They do, though, seek the expansion of their empire, and through force if necessary. For the Tau, all their societal directions are governed by an overarching philosophy they refer to as the greater good. As stated, unlike other
the greater good
races in the darkness of the future, the Tau do not by default seek to eradicate other species as a matter of course, but they do aim to spread their philosophy, culture, and territory. They do want to grow and further their civilization, to put it simply. Those individuals or planets who are unwilling or unable to open their minds to the benefits of the greater good are likely to face some form of more forceful persuasion, first diplomatically, and if this should fail or reach an impasse, then through physical force. The greater good is at the core of Tau culture because it dictates and influences everything from their civilian life.
This guy needs to change the tone of his voice. It's way too even. He needs to get some passion in here.
To diplomacy and warfare. The greater good is also known as the Tau Va, and this combination of philosophical and quasi-religious principles governs much of what the Tau feel they must do and helps maintain their structure and lives. It operates around a caste-based social stratification system, which means that essentially a Tau's role in life is dictated by hereditary transmission into a certain workforce or lifestyle. Ultimately, these are embedded social classes in Tau society that ensure the majority of Tau have very little in the way of personal choices. However, it has been stated that Tau all have the free will to choose their own destiny, and the fact that they choose to serve the greater good and their lot in life is merely a testament to how righteous a path it is that all Tau choose to live by its teachings. In some ways, this is not entirely unlike the Imperium across many worlds.
Also, he needs to staying on a single still screen grab. You need to keep the visuals going here, man. You need to keep visuals going. I mean, I'm having enough time as it is today. I'd still be kind of zoning out looking at one picture. We say with this, Arbiter Ian may reuse the same pictures over and over again, but at least he keeps it visually going so you don't nod off.
The Tau, though, it is more embedded as a principle and taught as a fundamental balancer for their lives. For this reason, it is more accepted and brings a sense of focus and serenity for many Tau, who were born never having to make a decision about what they should do. They will learn their place and then focus on carrying out that role to the best of their ability for their lives. Instead of either destroying or on occasion crushing into submission enemies as the Imperium does, the Tau rather seek to absorb others into their collective. This concept to most of the other races in the galaxy seems entirely unthinkable. However, it has been rumoured that pockets of Imperial forces who have been cut off from all other help, instead of making the correct choice of fighting to the death, and have actually allowed themselves to be absorbed into the Tau Empire and now live within their society. And these individuals are, to the surprise of no one, seen by the servants of the Imperium as heretics, and they should be purged and exterminated at the earliest opportunity, not before likely receiving an extremely thorough interrogation. The fundamental premise of the greater good, generally speaking, is that everyone within the Empire will work to the benefit of everyone else, to better the Tau's position in the galaxy and their collective quality of life. Because of ideals and the way by which the Tau unusually amalgamate other species into their society, they now already contain multiple other species as part of their collective. These include the Kroot, a savage species of bird-like warriors, Vespids, a strange insect-like species who utilize crystalline-based technologies. While the Kroot appear to have more like mercenary tendencies, the Vespid actually believe in the ideology of the greater good, and when fighting alongside the Tau will contribute to one another far more of a morale-boosting effect. The Tau have also adopted a species known as the Nikasa, a nomadic race who are powerful psychers, and they are travelers in space. The Tau use them near exclusively for this role of transporting through space. They are highly psychic entities, and consequently the Tau concealed their existence from their enemies and are only used for space travel purposes, not combat. The Nikasa contribute.
I'm just pausing for transformative purposes. I guess. I mean, we're getting painted a very pretty picture here, but I'm sure there's something's going to drop. This is 40K. Something's going to drop.
Mainly ships towards the Tau Navy for exploration and scouting purposes. In addition to these absorbed races of the Tau Empire, there are also previously stated human sects that exist within the Tau collective as well. Conquered humans who by all rights should have chosen death rather than the heretical dishonor of serving the Tau. There are even those who have joined the Tau of their own free will, impressed by the concept of the greater good, as opposed to the more severe nature.
It reminds me in Dragon Age of people joining the Kunari to join the Kuhn. It reminds me of that a lot. Of course, this came before the Kuhn, but you know what I'm saying. There's very similar stuff there.
Of the Imperium, and as you would expect, these individuals are considered extreme traitors to the Imperium, and if discovered would be shown little mercy and suffer the worst of Imperial Inquisitors or simply executed on the spot. While their ideological, philosophical, and societal organization is of interest and highly contrasting to the Imperium of Man in many ways, the most concerning element of the Tau for humanity is their technological advances and the speed with which they have advanced their hardware. Within a short period of just a few thousand years, the Tau, as stated, have advanced from using basic tools, making fire, and learning how to create basic foundational mechanics and engineering, to a transformation of an advanced spacefaring race with powerful weaponry and exosuits that are, at the very least, concerning to the Imperium. Far more worrying, though, is the possibility that if they were able to continue their current pace of research and development, they could advance beyond the weaponry and war gear of the Imperium, which has, largely due to ever-expanding religious dogma, allowed itself to stagnate. And
yeah, we've talked about that a lot, how they're so afraid to innovate that everything doesn't get better. And sometimes you say, broken wheel, don't fix it. Wheel and broke, don't fix it. But you kind of keep advancing, especially if your enemies are going to advance too.
Barely develop anything new, that is, until the most current period in human history. By contrast, the Tau have already become one of the more technologically dependent races in the galaxy, and given the Imperium's stubborn inability to move forward technologically until very recently with the return of the previously stasis-entombed Ultramarines Primarch, now returned to his place as Lord Commander of the Imperium is beginning to drag itself up out of the mud, every step forward requiring apparently agonizing effort. The Tau, though, may be inexperienced, but they're not fools, and ever since their initial contact with human settlements, they have played a highly tactical game of infiltration and suggestion to allow them to begin trading and eventually absorb some human worlds in their system as part of the Tau Empire. Yet these worlds were the dissident fringes of the human empire. Some worlds were even forgotten human colonies who had no real sense of themselves as being part of a larger Imperium of Man. It took the Tau some time to grasp the understanding that there was a far greater and more powerful collected human society, and that if they were not cautious, could bring down a wrath they would not be able to defend against. So their initial steps were tentative, but would become progressively more confident. Some have seen fit to suggest that the Tau's speedy development of technology could be down to their locating a lost human STC system, but there's nothing to support this suggestion, and if it were true in any sense, you would imagine their developments would already be far more advanced than they are. The Tau simply demonstrate what can be achieved by a collective, focused sense of purpose and unified drive towards specifically directed goals. If the Imperium had not critically hamstrung itself in religious dogma and bureaucracy, then it may also have been able to achieve far more than it has done over the past millennia, where instead it allowed itself to decay and rot from the inside. So this threat of being outpaced by an upstart race who should by the Emperor's will have been exterminated millennia ago is a sting in the side of the Imperium, far more than the actual literal impact of the Tau. With that said, it is worth noting that the Tau have already proven their ability to hold the line against the Imperium, only further compounding the sense that the Tau are considered an ever-growing threat to the stability of the Imperium. Perhaps not a critical threat in the current moment to be sure, but it would be more than fair to say that unless things begin to change, the threat the Tau represent, as well as being all too aware of having missed a golden opportunity to eradicate them in the past, down to nothing more than petty human infighting between their internal divisions, mean that the Tau are ever more irritating to the Imperium, and while additionally becoming even more dangerous a threat, the longer mankind waits to crush the Tau, the more difficult and dangerous that task will likely become. Worse though, as Inquisitor Gallius would come to realize that the Tau exhibited a naivety not seen in other races, a distinct lack of understanding of the galaxy, its events, and their place in it. Their technological advancements were matched only by their ignorance in the dangers of over-reliance on technology. Such things brought to the Inquisitor's mind scripts that he had read that described mankind before the Dark Age of technology. And while so much knowledge of this time is lost, it is believed that mankind's fundamental faith in technology and the over-reliance on machines caused the downfall of humanity and threatened to spread out beyond. If the Tau were already on a path to developing...
Just pausing it there because I had to get up and go get something. We're doing a lot of speculation. Here's the problem. We're getting a lot of speculation, but we're not getting a lot of answers. I mean, do we have answers? Or is this all going to be speculation? I'm just curious. Wow, this is a long one. I hope I can last. I'm all serious. Hope I can last today. I'm starting to lose my ability to sit up in the chair right now, guys. So if not, we will pause and resume tomorrow. All videos will resume tomorrow. First thing. We'll start with videos tomorrow.
Of a more advanced technology, it was surely only a matter of time before they began to develop that which the Imperium and humanity place among their most severe fears, the development of artificial intelligence.
I can speed it up. Thank you, Kel. We're going to. This guy is talking very slowly. Oh, wrong way. Boomer. 1.25.
Abominable intelligence. To that end, the Tau represent a clear and present danger to the Imperium of Man, and perhaps the entire galaxy, beyond what many could imagine.
The fifth
like many races, the Tau began as an ununified...
What, it's going to be Lilu? What?
species whose tribal groups would periodically spar with one another. They would have their own territorial space and defend it against those who infringed upon it. And in these early times, the Tau were formed of 4 specific castes who were continually warring with each other. And the severity of these skirmishes, added with the uncompromising nature of the Tau at this time, is said to have risked the very survival of them as a species. And this period of brutal warring is known as the Mon Tau. It all began during a conflict between some Tau warriors of the plains and those of a fortress city, Phio Ton. The plains Tau had assaulted and subsequently set up an encampment around the city, but negotiations had failed. The plains warrior Tau would not be satisfied until the entire city lay in ruins and its citizens were broken and slaughtered. The conflict went on for years, and despite holding out as best they could, the inhabitants of the city began to fall victim to deteriorating health and ever-worsening living conditions. Starvation, disease were starting to take hold, and the situation looked bleak for the citizens of the city. However, it was at this time that 2 mysterious individuals would appear. One of these figures would walk steadily but confidently out from the enveloping darkness in complete silence, approaching the circled encampment of the plains warrior Tau, and speaking calmly and softly, he would explain that he required to speak with their camp's commander. The guards to the camp found themselves unexplainably compelled to comply by this figure's confident and authoritative use of language. At the same time, another similar guard would appear in the besieged city and approach the guards within. When questioned as to how he'd been able to enter the lockdown city, he simply refused to answer, but instead requested to speak directly with the Castellan of the fortress city. Despite the years of bitter fighting between the 2 groups of Tau, the strangers came into the center of the conflict with a dignified sincerity and overwhelming calm confidence about them that radiated onto those around them. This strength of presence, combined with their skillful abilities in diplomacy, left both the attackers and defenders ready to begin new peace negotiations within hours. The gates of the city were swung open, and as the party of defending Tau walked out for the first time in years, a party from the encamped plains Tau also approached. These mysterious strangers initiated the first talks between these sides in years, and as they spoke, they would highlight the positive traits of both sides, and that if they could only consider uniting their strengths together, they could, instead of slowly weakening one another, achieve a form of collective forward progression that would be a greater good for all. This description obviously skims what must have been a more powerful event than just such simple words. The 2 figures had a certain power over the other Tau around them, and as they spoke to their philosophy extensively beneath a pure white moon that illuminated the figures as they talked long into the night, and as the sun broke over the horizon the next day, a previously unthinkable situation had been achieved. A truce had been drawn between the 2 warring sides. These previously unseen Tau are now referred to as the first ethereals. This singular instance was just the beginning, though. More ethereals would appear after the success of Phio Ton and collectively reach out to spread their message of peace and for the struggle to achieve a greater good for all Tau. Where previously only bitter battles and skirmishing warfare had existed, now would come peace and a new sense of uplifting inspiration.
Are we going to get a reveal of the ethereals or something more? I don't know. I mean, I would say it was chaos, but this is a little too delicate for chaos.
By the philosophy of the ethereals. The fast spread and uptake of the ethereal outlook was prophetic. It would only take 1 year in the Tau calendar for it to unite all Tau across their homeworld, and it would drive them toward a strengthened sense of unity and a progressively positive outlook, the likes of which had never been seen before. Construction, communication, commerce would be some of the very early benefits as the Tau sought to bring all their individual caste skills to the collective betterment of all. The Plains Warrior Tau were the most difficult to ultimately convince that this was the right path forward, but upon seeing the positive, constructive nature that was being achieved by all the other Tau, this was enough to convince them that this new philosophy was the way forward for them, and they would join the new Tau Empire in its collective quest for the greater good. The newly reformed race of Tau was now comprised of 5 castes: the Earth caste of builders and artisans, the Water caste of traders and merchants, the Air caste of scouts and communication experts, and the Fire caste, those warriors of the plains. The 5th caste are of course the ethereals, the unifying force in the Tau civilization, and they are in this sense the superior individuals, the elites. They are the 5th element in the Tau caste, because they are the unifiers.
Space commies? I can see it.
Unfortunately, while this all sounds very positive and progressive for the Tau, there are, it seems, more sinister and speculative elements to the ethereals. Many theories whirl as to their origin, one being that the Eldar have genetically influenced them so as to have a role in the direction of the general Tau populace and get them moving in a forward direction, so as to have another force that would assist in dealing with the many threats of the galaxy, including the Imperium, Orcs, Chaos, and so on. There is, though, little direct evidence of this. The possibility of the Eldar having seen potentially some early race and then taken the initiative to spark their forward evolution is quite a delicious theory when you consider that the end goals of this could be for the Eldar to try and ensure that if they don't survive the horrors that are consuming the galaxy, there remains another force to contend with. And more importantly,
all right, we're going to try 1.5 because I'm struggling here. I'm struggling for various reasons. We'll see if it's intelligible.
A force that do not make the same mistakes that they themselves have. A society focused around a cooperative, shared goal instead of individualized selfish desires which near totally destroyed the Eldar race. Secondly, to create a species who have near to no presence in the warp, and are as such considerably more resistant to the dangers of the Chaos Gods and the warp itself, something which has already ruined the Eldar multiple times over, as they themselves were seeded and guided by the Old Ones with the goal of deliberately forging a race of powerful psychers. All of this, though, highly speculative and based on very few fragments of interpretation, so it's anybody's guess as to their true origin, and perhaps it is ultimately, as is usually the case, all the more a banal explanation. Perhaps one day we'll know the truth. The more disturbing aspect of Tau society, though, has revealed itself over time, and is far from being a theory. It's surely clear now for all to see, no matter how unpalatable the truth may be to Tau loyalists. There is plenty of evidence as to the issue of the ethereals, that they have not so simply presented a positive and unifying philosophy that all Tau then miraculously decide of their own will to abide by. And the more you consider that, the more it makes so little logical sense as to be dismissed with or without evidence. We hear this tale of how this fifth Tau caste appears out of nowhere, and only with a few words ends savage conflicts that showed only bitterness and no signs of ending. And then overnight they all lay down their arms and decide they're all friends again, and now it's time to...
All right, just a heads up. I feel like I might throw up. If I run away, that's why. I feel sick all of a sudden. Lunch is coming back on me. We will continue, though.
Work together, please. Only the most naive could believe such a tale. Interrogations and autopsies by the Imperium, as well as documented accounts, have with solid reasoning that without the presence of an ethereal, the Tau are more than likely to revert to a state of self-determination and directly abandon the philosophy of the greater good. This runs in complete contradiction to the official Tau line that all Tau understand by its very nature that the greater good is what they must and will willingly dedicate their whole lives to, as there is no other logical choice to make. The fact that this is demonstrably untrue suggests a very uncomfortable truth, but if suggested, any Tau would immediately and strongly dismiss, and a reasoning that ethereals have no explanation for and become suspiciously silent over if pressed to answer. The truth that the ethereals are essentially a coordinating class, and it is they who enable the Tau to function as a unified collective. I'd be sure much to the Tau's horror that if they took the time to really consider this, they in actuality operate not so unlike the Tyranids with their hive mind. And how this is achieved by the ethereals is unknown. Imperial biologists have suggested that the diamond-shaped organ in the center of their forehead plays some role, but results as to its purpose have yielded inconclusive results. Other theories speculate that the ethereals control the lower rank Tau with some biological chemical means exuding like a pheromone, or even some low-level latent psychic ability, except that the Tau, as far as we know, have no real psychic.
Are we okay with me stopping, guys? I'm struggling here. I feel like I'm about to throw up, and other things are happening that I don't know if I can hold on to. So if you guys are okay with it, tomorrow, hopefully stronger, we'll pick up where we left off, because I hate to do this to you guys. I tried to power through, but this isn't just a head cold. This is something else going on with me right now. So it's a lot easier when I have a head cold. I just keep blowing my nose and I fight through it. But I'm having rough, guys. I appreciate it, guys. I really do. Thanks, because I'm struggling here. I'm having trouble. Yeah, do not redeem Papa Nurgle's gift cards. I don't know if I did. He wants to touch me on the world. All right, guys. So I am going to wrap it up here. I will, as always, I will follow through on all promises, purchase and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. If we're not back tomorrow, it means I needed the full day to rest. Worst case scenario, we pick it up on Friday. Thank you guys for joining me. Your generosity is always so appreciated. And we'll be back next time with hopefully a more better me, because I'm falling apart here. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.